Hey everyone, we talk a lot about dark spots and pigmentation on Fat Mascara, and if you have dark spots, it can often feel like a vicious cycle. As soon as one fades, another one pops up. Break the cycle with Clinique Even Better Clinical Dark Spot Interrupter. This powerful serum works on melanin-rich to fair skin and helps visibly correct dark spots, such as acne marks, while protecting from future discoloration.
Jess, I'm going to tell you why I needed and have been using this serum. I just realized I have spots only on the right side of my face. I thought it was because I'm a passenger in a car. It is not. Look at me right now. I record this podcast with my face to the window, only on the right side. And for the last 2 years, I've been growing some lovely dark spots that Clinique is helping me with. So this serum is great. It has a proprietary brightening molecule and vitamin C for a more even-looking skin tone. It even helps with acne marks, like the ghosts of pimples past. Plus, it improves the look of existing dark spots, including age spots, while interrupting the look of future dark spots too. And as someone who has redness as an issue, it's nice to know that in just 2.5 hours, this serum helps quell redness from irritation that can trigger new visible spots and worsen existing spots. When have you ever tried skincare that does something in 2.5 hours? I love that.
That's great. So, get Even Better Clinical Dark Spot Interrupter this holiday season when you go to Clinique.com.
Ooh, new sponsor alert. Hey, it's Jen. Listen, I am obsessed with my Canopy humidifier. I've been using a humidifier in my office and while I sleep. Ever since I wrote a story, it was way back when I was baby beauty editor. I wrote about the benefits of humid air on skin and how dry air actually decreases skin elasticity. We want elastic skin, people. But I get that humidifiers are kind of a drag. The old ones were clunky and they started to smell after a while. Not my Canopy. Canopy humidifier is a completely reimagined humidifier. First, there's no visible mist. This is a very good thing because mist from traditional humidifiers can be unhealthy. It can carry particulate matter and bacteria. Canopy humidifier also has an antimicrobial filter that catches minerals, bacteria, and other stuff in your water that could irritate your skin. You'll also never have to worry about mold. Canopy utilizes a unique technology that keeps the humidifier running until there's no water left inside the unit, and you can clean it right in the dishwasher. Best of all, they do subscriptions on the filters, so you can make sure you replace those regularly. Replace the filter, people. It's important. If all that weren't fun enough, Canopy humidifiers have built-in aroma diffusers that you can use to scent your air while you moisturize it. Go to getcanopy.co to save $25 on your Canopy humidifier purchase today with Canopy's filter subscription. Even better, use code FATMASCARA, all one word, FATMASCARA, at checkout to save an additional 10% off your Canopy purchase. That's getcanopy.co, getcanopy, canopy.co, and use code FATMASCARA for an additional 10% off. Your skin will thank you.
Welcome to Fat Mascara. How are you? It's Thanksgiving week. I'm Jess.
Hi, Jess. I'm Jen. I would if I was a sound mixer, I would cue the bells from Mariah Carey's Christmas time song right now.
It's Thanksgiving.
Because I'm feeling festive. Thanksgiving is kickoff holiday season.
Let's enjoy Thanksgiving, and then on Monday, the Monday after Thanksgiving, I feel like no, this is not Mariah time. Sorry, Mariah.
Well, I did see someone say online, you know what? Stop complaining about early holiday music. It's not like anyone's writing a Thanksgiving banger.
That's funny.
Which is true. So to me, also someone who doesn't even celebrate Christmas, I'm not even Christian, just the festivity in the air that happens this time of year. To me, the sound of that is those bells. I don't know why.
I feel like Thanksgiving, I'm sorry, and I feel quite passionate about this. Thanksgiving is not a time for Christmas no Christmas yet. It's still let's have the pumpkin, let's have the cornucopia. The palette is still ochre, toasted pumpkin, rich shreds. We're still in that autumnal palette. We are not ready for the red and green and holiday lights. Yeah, that is keep your silver bells. We are still in heavy fall. We're still in peak fall. Keep your Christmas stuff.
Whose favorite season is
it's still
by far fall.
But think about when you're a kid in school, that November, that calendar, the bulletin board
still has the orange border instead of the red border.
Yeah. So put your Christmas stuff, keep it in your basket, your box. And then after Thanksgiving, that's when we can take Mariah out and all the elves.
I love your color theory, seasonality of colors, and I will stay here with you on the rust and ochre.
Yes.
Moment.
Next week.
I did think you were going to take that to, well, no, we're still on Thanksgiving, and I love Thanksgiving because it's a non-denominational American holiday. Everybody celebrates. It has nothing to do with anyone's particular creed, color, race, religion.
I feel that way as well. There's no gifts. There's nothing. Well, okay.
It tends not to be as consumeristic.
It's not
as other holidays.
consumeristic. If there's no pressure to
you
buy
don't have
gifts.
to buy a costume. You don't have to be a sexy nurse.
No, and it could be about your friends. It could be about family. And listen, I also know, just big shout out, Thanksgiving, it's about family, and it can be very tricky for a lot of folks. So I just want
bittersweet,
very
and
bittersweet,
confusing,
very
and
confusing.
Anger, sure.
But more broadly speaking, it's not about, I find it's not as heavy and high pressure as Christmas, which is like spending.
And it's not as like tacky as Halloween and Valentine's Day and all the
Thanksgiving
other things
to me
we've
it's
appropriated into weird holidays.
I don't, taking all the political stuff about Thanksgiving aside, like it's putting that aside. I think Thanksgiving is just about being grateful and about being with people you love, which I guess people could say the same about Christmas, or, you know.
And all our non-American listeners, sorry, tomorrow's Thanksgiving, in case here in the States. But
what do you think? Sorry, Jen, I've just been like ranting and raving like a lunatic.
No. Yes, I'm ready. Well, I started out. I'm in a very festive mood. I'm excited. I'm thankful for you.
So thankful for you.
Like, you know, this week just feels good. And we wanted to drop a new episode so that, you know, when Uncle whoever starts pissing you off with whatever, you could put on your pods and listen to us.
Put in your pods, put on your comfiest, coziest pod listening outfit, put on your face mask, your favorite fragrance, whatever, and take some time for you.
Confuse your family members as you laugh and nod along to us, and they're like, what is going on in there?
Jen, I'll tell you a secret, just in the spirit of being thankful. I feel like sometimes you don't always tell people like how you really feel about them, or you're not like saying something like, you know, you keep these thoughts inside.
Mm-hmm.
I told you I was at a gathering, a party last night.
Yeah.
And secretly the whole time I was thinking, I so wish Jen was here.
Oh,
I was like dying for you to be there.
Jess.
I know. I was like, I feel like Jen would really enjoy this. And I really just wished you were there. So anyway.
Well, I'm thankful for you, friend. And you are always my first person, like in the gymnasium of life. Come, let's go under the bleachers together, right? And all our Fat Mascara fam. They belong there with us.
I really was just like dying for you to be there. Anyway, that's the scoop. That's the scoop.
Yes.
I am doing the news today. And big fat happy Thanksgiving, if that wasn't clear to all of our listeners. I don't know. It felt like I was like saying a lot, and I don't know if I got my thesis statement out. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
In conclusion, happy Thanksgiving.
And you will be wished a happy holidays in December. I'm not anti, December holidays. I just really like Thanksgiving. So we are going to do the news. I haven't done the news in like weeks and weeks. This is a very chunky news segment, so just like buckle up. A lot has happened, and I just feel like we've got like a lot to kind of like sink our teeth into, so stay tuned.
Yeah, this is like the Sunday football of the beauty industry, or like the balloons going down New York. Like there's all these other things that people are into over Thanksgiving weekend, but just settle in with Jess and I, and let's talk about
I'm excited about this.
Beauty culture and the beauty industry.
Okay, I could not wait to discuss this. This is so major. The biggest beauty news of the week, guys. Just get right into it. But also the biggest news in luxury, in fashion. Estee Lauder Company has bought Tom Ford, the brand, for $2.8 billion. Now, we know that Estee Lauder Companies has had a long-standing licensing agreement for fragrance with Tom Ford, okay, for their cosmetics and their skincare. But they are also going to be, owning the fashion, the eyewear, the whole kit and caboodle. So when this deal closes, Marcolin, the Italian group that owns the license for Tom Ford eyewear, Marcolin's going to be paying $250 million to Estee Lauder at the end of that. Now, Zegna, they have the license to produce and distribute Tom Ford's menswear, but they're also going to become Estee Lauder's sole license for Tom Ford's menswear, women's wear, as well as accessories, jewelry, children's wear, which I didn't know Tom Ford had children's wear, but they're going to have the license for that. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe they have children's wear. They will. I don't know. So my bad for not knowing that. Homewares and responsibility for its stores and its shows. And they're going to make sure that basically Tom Ford remains luxury. And they're going to have, basically everything in that arena.
A stockholder meeting with you.
I mean, this is a tremendous deal. So what's interesting, if, you weren't aware, Tom Ford Beauty is the biggest part of the Tom Ford business. Fashion is actually a really small part of the brand's portfolio. Fragrance is the bigger chunk of the beauty business, but Estee Lauder is now going to own everything outright. So what's interesting is that, a lot of brands are looking for other areas of growth, especially in China, which has been a big part of luxury beauty. China's actually had a lot of difficulty because there's been a lot of pandemic restrictions. According to the New York Times, Tom Ford, the man, is contracted to stay on with the brand to the end of 2023. Now, what that looks like after that, we don't know. Obviously, Tom Ford has a real cult of personality with the brand. So what that looks like after that, we don't know.
Will it still be fucking fabulous?
I mean, Tom Ford.
Get it, guys? You get it?
Yeah, we get it.
Wink, wink. It's a perfume name.
Tom Ford, I mean, is to say Tom Ford is Tom Ford, it sounds a bit silly, but what that could look like in the future really is anybody's guess. Major, major news, very exciting. Just goes to show how powerful Tom Ford's fragrance business is as well.
I mean, perfume will triumph.
Yeah. So anyway, that is easily the biggest news story of the week, probably, easily the year. So Jen, I'm going to take over the science corner this week. Okay.
I'll allow it.
So we know that all natural is not a cure-all. In fact, sometimes it's just the opposite. According to a study by 3 derms at the Stanford University School of Medicine, almost all natural skincare products sold at 3 top retailers in the United States contain allergens.
She's making air quotes around natural.
Oh,
guys,
yeah, natural.
So you know.
Okay. Now, nearly 90% of the about 1,600 personal skincare products studied, these included lotions, soaps, and moisturizers, contained at least one of the top 100 most common allergens known to cause contact dermatitis. Now, what is contact dermatitis? Contact dermatitis is an itchy rash caused by direct contact with a substance or an allergic reaction to it. So, I mean, honestly, like my daughter gets contact dermatitis. It feels like once every 6 months. And it's not like,
oh, I'm surprised
not
that's
fatal.
I would say even more often. Yeah.
And we don't know what caused it. We don't know who did it.
Oh, no. It's like every derm. It's the joke among all the derms. You come in, it's a rash. It's contact dermatitis.
And it's like, slap on the back.
It just means rash, really, is what it means. Yeah.
So it's not contagious, but it could be really uncomfortable. And a lot of substances can cause this reaction. It could be like cosmetics, fragrances, jewelry. I mean, I feel like I get contact dermatitis from half my jewelry and plants. And according to the American Journal of Dermatology, contact dermatitis is on the rise worldwide, almost up 3-fold in 3 decades. So what motivated the study is that there's this uptick in contact dermatitis. And there's so many different ingredients in all of these new skincare products. Like there could be basically anywhere between 15 and 50 ingredients in one product. Mm-hmm. And research suggests that each of us could be applying over 500 different chemicals every day. So of course it's which one is it?
Not just chemicals, you got some black seed oil, all these naturals that you never would have been exposed to in your environment back in the day. Because
exactly.
I live in this forest. This forest doesn't have mango puree.
And
now
even
I'm mango puree on my skin in this lotion.
And think about even 20 years ago, were we putting on as many products? Probably
not even as many, but they had glycerin and a preservative. Now they have lactobacillus ferment and all these other things that
so many different actives.
Yeah.
Like we demand so much more of our skincare now.
And we're giving
everything's getting
ourselves
so
a
much
big
more
old rash because of it.
Yeah, exactly. And the more the more products you use, the more you expose your skin to potential allergens. And if you're wondering, many of the allergens identified in the study that were irritating were lavender and a lot of other botanical extracts. Now, I don't mean to be like a Debbie Downer, but there's a recession coming if it's not already here. So I found this study particularly interesting. Mintel, the research firm, just published their global consumer trends for 2023. And I love consumer trends. I find it fascinating. They published their 5 key trends for what's driving the global consumer markets. So listen, they didn't talk about the recession, but I happen to like be thinking like, what is going to make people spend knowing that like people will probably like be thinking twice before they're reaching into their wallets, right? So this research was probably not done with that context, but that's how I'm thinking about it. Okay. This stuff was fascinating. Okay. Global consumer trend number 1, the me mentality. According to Mintel, in 2023, consumers are going to be focusing on themselves. So Mintel highlighted that 44% of U.S. Gen Zs agree that finding ways to celebrate themselves has become more important to them now than before the COVID-19 pandemic. So this quote like blew me away. Are you ready?
Yes.
In recent years, this is from the director of Mintel Trends. Okay, his name is Simon Moriarty. Sorry, Simon. I don't know if I said your name perfectly. But Simon says, in recent years, consumers have had a community mindset, putting their own needs on the back burner to prioritize public health and safety. People are now emerging from the pandemic eager to refocus on themselves.
Because that's definitely what we need more navel gazing and self-focus. That wasn't at all what people were doing for. What? I'm sorry, that's ridiculous because I can't think of more like selfish society than the one that we live in right now.
I was like, this is so doom and gloom. Like, okay, and it also reminded me, I'm sorry, okay, the me mentality. Doesn't this sound like the me decade?
I don't know. I see people being very focused on themselves. I need a mental health day, or like I'm going to treat myself, or like.
But what took me out was, okay, so Gen Z, I always think of as like doing
not in
like
my country. Like even politics has a me mentality. Like what? Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry,
but here I always think of Gen Z as like. And I'm not trying to like target at like Gen Z. Okay, I think Gen Z is doing amazing
these consumer
things.
trends are all ages, right? Age agnostic.
Yes, but like Gen Z, I think of as the way forward, right? But if you're going to peg Gen Z as the doing like being quite like self-interested and like
the driver for this trend, okay,
right? That is quite worrying because I think of like the me decade was the baby boomers, and that's what Tom Wolfe called them the me decade, which was like they abandoned their ideals from the 60s. And then in the 70s, they were like, you know what? Get out of my way. It's forget like, progressivism. It's all about me and like kind of take the money and run. Mm-hmm. So that's if Gen Z is going to kind of flip it like that, that's very scary to me. So I know this is just one report. This is about beauty trends, but it really kind of gave me the shivers.
I love that it took the Mintel Consumer Report for you to get the shivers from the state of society.
Oh, please. I've had the shivers.
Right.
I have the shivers every night when I go to sleep.
Putting a name on a thing that like, I don't think is a trend that comes and goes, but all right.
But it makes me nervous to think about like, okay, in COVID, it was like, all for one for all. And now it's like, you know what?
Back to business as usual.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Did we learn nothing from like the social reckoning of 2020, the pandemic of 2020? Like, yeah. No.
I want to take this with a grain of salt.
Yes. All right.
And then, but stay with me for the next 4 trends because we do see a light at the tunnel. There's a lot of conflicting trends, which is fine because this is a trend report. And again, this is a beauty trend report. This isn't the State of the Union. Okay. Power to the people. According to Mintel, brands need to adapt to a new model of consumer as co-creator. So people are investing, co-creating, and voting for change. Awesome. Popular social platforms like TikTok prioritize self-expression, driving consumers to develop and showcase their creativity across beauty, home, and food. So this is, I think this is really cool. It's about, this is nothing new, user-generated content, but like, this is like kind of nothing new, but I think power kind of away, I think maybe from like the super influencers and more towards like
regular people.
Regular people. So we're seeing this trend already. Okay. Hyper fatigue. Oh my God. I relate.
Hyper fatigue.
Why didn't they call me?
Hyper fatigue. These names are hilarious. Trend forecasters, I just like picture them all in a boardroom. Like, you know how we're going to sell it to our customers, their customers being brands. Give it a good name. Hyper fatigue. What's hyper fatigue, Jess?
Hyper fatigue. Oh my God, it's a picture of me. They just needed a visual. Okay. No, but trend? This is so real. Okay, ready? The pandemic, rising cost of living. Oh, geez, this is depressing, but it's like, this is the realest thing I've read so far. Energy crisis, geopolitical unrest, and the climate crisis have all taken their toll on consumers and will continue to do so, causing fatigue and a sense of being overwhelmed and extreme despair. Oh, wait, no, I added extreme despair. As a consequence, according to Mintel, consumers will try to cut through the noise and connect to what matters to them. Okay,
themselves.
So consumers will try... with a new lip gloss. No, consumers will try to find meaning and solace in reconnecting with their surroundings, communities, and themselves, says Simon. So I know what I was thinking about when I read this.
What?
This is going to sound silly, but I'm playing with you, but I'm not. Scent styling.
Please see last week's episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, like making their homes nice, making like, Jen and I joke around, we talk about like being cozy and like, buying nice stuff for your space. Honestly, like I like being home so much more than I did before. I've always liked being home, but like now it's like because
you have hyper fatigue. It feels right.
Hyper fatigue. Yeah. If I'm going to spend like $9 billion on rent, I better like where I'm living. Yeah. There's an energy crisis. It costs money to go out. Geopolitical unrest. You want to like kind of stay home. The pandemic, you're obviously staying home more. We're not like locked down the way we were, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. Mm-hmm. Finally, there's two more things. I'm going to be quicker because I'm like looking at the time. This is like the longest news ever, but I just told you this was like chunky Thanksgiving Day parade news. International localism, buying local.
Oh, stay tuned for our Raise the Wands. They are coming in fierce and fabulous now. Small businesses buy local. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
I actually just saw a really great Instagram on our Fat Mascara feed about like, there's all these great roundups, like shop the best on Amazon. What about shop the best locally? Shop your best, like, women-owned business. Shop your best, like,
Small Business Monday.
Shop your best small, exactly. And intentional spending. In a tough environment, in the economic environment, people want to make smart financial choices without sacrificing quality of life. This was interesting. Mintel highlights that 45% of U.S. consumers who buy select personal care products say that they've chosen an alternative product or brand due to price increases in the last year. Inflation is real. So I'm curious, people write us, have you actually like made a swap because of price increases? Did you?
I made a swap. I was about to make a salad the other night and the lettuce was $8.99 at my grocery store.
I don't doubt it.
They didn't have a non-organic version. I have a very small grocery store. I live in Brooklyn. So I bought celery instead because it was $1.99 and I did a celery salad and it was delicious. It's called Tiger Salad, people. It's just celery and cilantro and some jalapeno peppers with sesame oil. It's delicious.
I like that. Listen, like this is real. People are making choices. Okay. Let us know if you have any feedback. I thought that was fascinating.
I'm enjoying this so much. Keep going.
No, consumer trends I just think are super fascinating. But I also think it's like, somebody said this the other day, I forgot who, but it was like, people do answer surveys like in a way that's different than they like practice in reality. It's not that because they're lying, it's because they might just feel that way in the moment. So I'm curious.
Aspirational
like, how much of this
survey answering.
Yeah, I think, are people actually like buying local or are people actually like
No, I feel good about a purchase when there's certain purchases that I feel really good about making and others that are like guiltily make. So I think it's the ones that you feel good about are the ones that you will now prioritize. I get it.
Yeah. What write to us about what's important to you. I'm like, this is interesting. Okay. So wanted to talk to you quickly. We don't need to spend a lot of time on this, but I just felt like this was important to chat about kind of a personal thing that happened. My friend wrote to me the other day, and Jen, you know her. It's my friend JY.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a big Kardashians watcher. Big Kardashians watcher. And she sent me a link to the BuzzFeed article. Kim and Khloe have this backlash. It said fans are switching off the Kardashians after finding Kim and Khloe Kardashian's obsession with weight loss, quote unquote, triggering, quote, and disturbing. So, true story, I've never seen a whole episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but I obviously know their world, and we had Kim on the show.
Oh, with all those Ozempic rumors that she's taking that drug and everything.
I don't know about I don't know about that. Okay, I know what you're talking about,
yes.
but I looked at the article. I'm not going to read the whole thing for you, but basically there's an episode of the show, and if you guys follow those Kardashians, you're probably like, duh, this is so old news, Jess. Like, come on. But there's a scene where they're sitting down, Kim and Khloe, and somebody said, Kylie texts the girls, and if I don't have this perfectly, sorry, but basically say that Kendall and Kylie texted them to say that they're concerned about Khloe's weight loss, and because Khloe's very thin right now, and Khloe is delighted, and she's like, the model said that, and then she's giddy with delight. Mm-hmm. So anyway, my friend, who is a mom of a beautiful, wonderful girl, a young girl, and she said she's thinking about seeing them delight that their ultimate goal is skinniness after years of pretending that they love themselves the way God made them. That made her uncomfortable. And, she has a daughter, and she also herself spent, years growing up looking at Kate Moss's hip bones, which is now I don't know if you saw the New York Post article saying heroin chic is back.
Yeah.
Which was very, I think, irresponsible. It showed pictures of Kate Moss, at her thinnest. It just kind of signifies a moment in time that maybe isn't great.
I'm sorry. I never bought that we thought that all bodies were beautiful anyway. Our society liked to think that for a little bit. It felt very tokenism to me sometimes. So it's disturbing, but I'm not sure it's, maybe it is because we thought we were making some progress with the body.
Yeah. And we thought that, we saw, Kim and Khloe. And again, I didn't follow
not
the
just
show
them,
very
but
closely.
even in the fashion industry that we've worked in for years, I did see inklings of change, right? And you thought, okay, this is a good trajectory. We're headed in the right direction. And it didn't last very long is what I feel like you're saying.
Yeah, it feels like the moment is moving backwards. Yeah. And I don't know. I just wanted to, I'd love to hear the audience's thoughts on this. And I'm not here to...
You absolutely are here to wax poetic and be a pundit on this. It's our podcast, and it's disturbing to you. I mean, I get it. And I bet it's disturbing to a lot of other people as well.
I have a daughter too, and I got to tell you, I didn't grow up in a time. I grew up in the why are my thighs big? Why is my butt big? I don't want to be a double digit pant size, and if I had, which is a crazy thing to think, it's insane.
If you had a role model that you could look up to,
if I had Kim and Khloe, I would have felt differently.
Or even larger sized role models than them.
Oh God, yeah, I'm making it sound like Kim and Khloe. Yeah.
No, I know what you mean,
I would have loved to have grown up in a different time, not the 90s. And the 90s were amazing. I'm happy I did. But I got a lot of good parts.
But you
in the
thought
90s.
Your daughter, and JY obviously thought her daughter, we had made some change and progress so that they don't have to deal with that, and maybe.
And I'm scared. My daughter's younger than JY's a little bit.
Yeah, but you don't want her to have to go through what you went through.
Yeah, when I saw that New York Post article, I was like, oh God, I know everything is cyclical.
Wow, you're having a big trend forecasting news cycle, this chunky one.
Yeah, it's very trend forecasting. And then last one, this is this is a little kind of let's take it a little silly, but you can take it how you want. Okay, Julia Fox. She's always got something to say that kind of spices it up. Julia Fox had something to say about aging. Maybe you guys have heard this. She said, if I see another product that says anti-aging on the label, I'm suing. I'm going to sue because I'm going to age regardless of it. Or if I put the fucking $500 serum on my face. Oh no, sorry.
I think you need to work on your Julia Fox impression. It was
but I got to do it again.
In real life. We'll link, by the way, to the TikTok where
I said it wrong.
This. Okay.
She goes, if I see another product that says anti-aging on the label, I'm suing. I'm going to sue because I'm going to age regardless of it if I put the fucking $500 serum on my face. And you all fucking know it. And we know it. So let's stop lying to ourselves. Getting old is fucking hot. It is sexy.
What did we do to deserve Julia Fox? This woman gives and gives to us. She gives the gems. She drops them left and right.
But then I liked it.
I wrote about this in my last column for The Cut. I linked to her story and everything. I love this. Keep going.
But then, did you love this? She also recalled having spent her 27th birthday in bed crying because she was no longer in her mid-20s.
She's just being honest. I bet there's a lot of other people who maybe had that feeling. I don't know. I just love how she does not care. She just says what she wants to say.
I love that too.
Getting older is hot.
I think getting older is hot.
32-year-old super skinny former model.
I know.
Let's hear it from actually Paulina. You know what? I learned so much from last week's interview with Paulina. Like, I will take Paulina's take on aging with some more like stories behind it. But you know what? To each his own. Like, there's some people that Julia Fox is going to resonate and they're like, fuck it, I'm getting older, it's fine. Some people, Paulina Portskova will resonate. Hopefully some people that aren't models will also say this and will resonate. But yeah, I love it. I love it.
I thought you were young until I don't know. I guess it scares me that the 27
who else talks about this? Charlotte Palomino had an Instagram recently about why do we get happy when people say, oh, I never thought you were 35. You look like you're 28. Or she said she thought people thought she was in her 40s and she's only 35. And her response to that was like, good, then that means I have a lot of authority. I speak with authority. So you think like I'm a more mature woman. And it's just it's just a freaking number. Jess, how old are you?
41.
I'm 44. We never even say our age. It has no power. It doesn't mean anything. You can speak to Gen Z culture. You can speak to what's happening in high school. You can speak to like I feel like it's true. Getting older is hot. And why do we focus on people's ages so much?
Because the world is ageist.
No, of course. Paulina talked about this. I mean, we need a footnote commentary to that whole interview because I feel like a lot of the things she was talking about, our listeners were probably like, oh, I have thoughts on that too. I love that this is in the zeitgeist right now.
But I feel like the ageism is I think it's such an ism that isn't talked about enough.
I think it's starting to, right?
But it feels like the fear is I don't know. I feel like it's scared. What scared me about the Julia Fox one is and I think, I don't know, I've talked about it with somebody on the show recently.
Wait, your feeling when you heard that was fear?
No, I'm saying, no, the fear. Let me finish what I was saying. The fear that came from her being 27 and being afraid scared me because I was I know that my experience is not her experience, but I feel like I hear a lot of very young people. We talked about this with somebody recently, I'm forgetting. I've never heard so many young people being afraid of aging. And that's where I feel like a lot of the ageism is coming from. It's very young people being afraid of age, not older people.
Right. Yeah. Because
I don't know where that's coming from.
About getting older when I was young.
Exactly. It's
you should be focused.
And that's what's so scary.
It's the time when you have no responsibility. It doesn't even occur to you.
It's like when you're little and you can eat a million pieces of pizza and it doesn't occur to you.
But perhaps because the state of the world, perhaps they think about the future because they see all the problems with culture and they're just makes them more future thinking than we were then. I don't know what it is. Or maybe it's social media and they just see people with wrinkles and they don't want to have wrinkles because they look at their faces all damn day in the phone. I mean, I do too. I see my face so many times a day. I'm sick of my face.
It's a really interesting topic, but I don't know.
The youths will be fine. They're going to each figure it out for themselves.
It comes for everybody if you're lucky.
If you're lucky. Yeah.
So, interesting stuff.
It is. It is. Thank you for that, Jess.
All right.
Let's go raise some wands, shall we?
Let's raise a wand. I feel like we got some goodies, and Julia Fox does keep giving. I want to end on that note. I do really like her.
We're putting her on the list with Pat McGrath and Julia Fox. They're both 2023 resolution. I'm working on it. Maybe Kat can connect us with us. Kat Marnell's friends with her. Julia,
she gets better with age.
Come on the show.
Hey everyone, we talk a lot about dark spots and pigmentation on Fat Mascara, and if you have dark spots, it can often feel like a vicious cycle. As soon as one fades, another one pops up. Break the cycle with Clinique Even Better Clinical Dark Spot Interrupter. This powerful serum works on melanin-rich to fair skin and helps visibly correct dark spots, such as acne marks, while protecting from future discoloration.
Jess, I'm going to tell you why I needed and have been using this serum. I just realized I have spots only on the right side of my face. I thought it was because I'm a passenger in a car. It is not. Look at me right now. I record this podcast with my face to the window, only on the right side. And for the last 2 years, I've been growing some lovely dark spots that Clinique is helping me with. So this serum is great. It has a proprietary brightening molecule and vitamin C for a more even-looking skin tone. It even helps with acne marks, like the ghosts of pimples past. Plus, it improves the look of existing dark spots, including age spots, while interrupting the look of future dark spots too. And as someone who has redness as an issue, it's nice to know that in just 2.5 hours, this serum helps quell redness from irritation that can trigger new visible spots and worsen existing spots. When have you ever tried skincare that does something in 2.5 hours? I love that.
That's great. So, get Even Better Clinical Dark Spot Interrupter this holiday season when you go to Clinique.com. Hey everyone, hair loss has been in the news lately a lot. I don't need to tell you, but at Fat Mascara, we're talking about it all the time. We've got derms talking about it. We've got listeners writing in. But what if I told you that there was a solution that helps 86% of women with hair loss? Nutrafol.
That's right. In a clinical study, 86% of women reported improved hair growth after 6 months of using Nutrafol. This is something thousands of women have used to take back control of their hair. There are 2 targeted formulas of Nutrafol, and they are clinically shown. Let's just pause and talk about clinically shown. That means there is science behind them. They are clinically shown to improve hair growth and thickness with less shedding through all stages of life. So hair growth takes time, as you know, that's right, but you will see in 3 to 6 months, thicker, stronger, faster growing hair if you use Nutrafol supplements.
Visit Nutrafol.com and take their hair wellness quiz for personalized product recommendations that are unique to your hair's needs. You can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com and entering the promo code FATMASCARA to save $15 off your first month subscription. And this is their best offer anywhere. It's only available to U.S. customers for a limited time. Plus, get free shipping on every order. Get $15 off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, using the promo code FATMASCARA.
All right, it's time to raise the wand. I'm so excited. All of a sudden this week, I know we mentioned this maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago on the episode that we were looking for small businesses, women-owned businesses, shopping hyper-local, those kind of brands. And I wasn't getting a ton. I was still getting submissions. And I feel like people don't always listen to the episode the week that it comes out is what happens. You know, you save them up. I understand you can't always listen to us right away. This week, it was like a huge influx of the fam was coming through. And so I'm sorry, we're just going to be doing this for a couple weeks now as I work my way through them and we work our way through them. Take it away, Jess.
So this one is from Jen from Brooklyn, which is super weird. Another Jen
LOL.
from Brooklyn. Jen, take it away.
Hey, Fat Mascara. This is Jen M. calling from Brooklyn. I heard that you guys were trying to raise a wand to some small businesses, and I've been interested in calling in about this brand for a while now. Like a lot of people, I've been trying to use less plastic, and in that effort, I've been using soap instead of body wash. And the best ever soap I have found is by this small brand. It's women-owned and operated. It's called Terratory. That's Terratory. And it's run by Kimberly Waldrop, and she's just this really cool lady working out of Brooklyn and making her dream happen of making soap that's good for the skin, especially for people with eczema. So I really appreciate that. But also I really appreciate their zero waste branding. So their soap, if you order it from them, comes without packaging except for the packaging that's necessary for it to be shipped. And then it's a soap on a rope, which I love. So the only waste you end up with is the rope itself. And what I've been doing is I basically hang this on a magnetic hook on a shelf outside of my shower so the soap stays nice and dry and it lasts a really long time. But it's also just made with the most luxurious ingredients. She also does these really cool small batches for different seasonal scents. So those sell out really quick and I always try to get them. And I hope that other people really appreciate this brand because it's just so lovely. Anyway, thank you. Bye.
Oh, I love that. I love this. I love this whole concept. I want to keep this going. I'm going to put them on social media too. Support your small local beauty business. And let's do our own Raise a Wand, shall we? Says the girl who's about to support the least local. Actually, no. This company's factories are in Pennsylvania, which is where I grew up.
Oh,
so
cool.
How about that? The Beauty Blender. Have you heard of this thing called the Beauty Blender?
I have.
Okay. Here's the thing. It's actually the eco version, the green one that's made more with plant materials. And I love when a large business
that's cool.
tries to like change for the better. I forgot how damn good this thing is. I've used other sponges in the meantime. And to be honest, I stopped using a beauty sponge and a beauty blender because I now do my makeup in my office. It has good light and I have a little vanity, but there's no sink. And as we all know, a beauty blender needs to be soaked and puffed up so it's nice and bouncy before you use it. So I happened to do it because I think I was doing something on camera and I was like, my skin looks amazing. Same foundation product I always use, but I bounced it around with a damp beauty blender. There's a reason this thing is like an icon. I know we all try the other blenders here and there. Am I right though that like this is the best one? There's something
that's
about
why
the
people
texture.
like it. Yeah, it took me like a little bit to understand how to use it. Don't laugh. At like the beginning, I was using it like dry, and I was like, it hurts.
It smears stuff around. Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't wipe. I mean, you can wipe, but really bounce it around. Just stipple around. Use that little corner to stipple into the nose creases around your nose. You will use, first of all, it'll save you money. The thing's $20, but it will save you money because you need way less foundation or concealer because you put it on and then you just stipple it with the dampness all around and spread it like a beautiful painting. My skin looked so good. I was like, this thing. Anyway, Raise a Wand. I probably raised a wand to it back in the day, but not the eco version.
It's a good stocking stuffer too.
They made it green because it's more friendly. Oh, it's a good straight up gift. Don't even put it in this, like wrap that up. I'd be happy. What are you raising a wand to, Jess?
So when I have to do like a daycare drop off, when I do the daycare drop off, I really don't I don't wear any makeup or anything. I just put like sunscreen and then like barely brush my hair. But I do always try to wear a fragrance because I feel at least like I am somewhat together. And I'll tell you, a fragrance that gets compliments is my Nest Seville Orange perfume oil. Now, just full disclosure, Jen and I did do a beautiful event with Nest, a virtual event with Nest like last year. So they are technically—
to help launch these products.
Yes, exactly. So we did do a partnership with them, but we would never do that unless we fully believed in the product. And I fully believe in this product. I absolutely love it. And this is one of the most beautiful fragrances. It's sweet. It's delicious. It's just like, it feels like a beautiful vacation. And it got lots of compliments from the daycare staff.
And it's in a cute little oil dropper.
And it has,
the
oil
gesture.
dropper.
I know you guys all laugh when we say cosmetically elegant. So many people DM me, by the way, with like cosmetic. They've like made it their own. And I love that. But the other one that we often hear from the brands is the gesture of application.
The gesture of application.
Well, the gesture on this one.
The lasting power is killer.
Nice. For citrus too, right?
Yeah.
So that's something. Maybe it's that oil format.
It's really nice.
Ooh, good one. Since we have hyper fatigue, we can all go to get our
I feel like I took you guys on like a really—
It was a journey, that news.
Intense journey today.
Some of those nuggets were just bouncing down like big balloons on Thanksgiving Day down the alley of New York City. I was just watching it go by and I was like, this is great. This is entertainment, folks. I love it. I had fun.
I wish you all a beautiful, restful Thanksgiving. Take care of yourself. Get cozy. Get your beauty sleep. Take that extra day if you have it. If you don't, find one sometime soon. You deserve it. You take that time.
We hope you enjoyed the show.
It's your reviews and feedback that help us make the podcast even better. Head over to iTunes to rate and review us, or email your thoughts to info@fatmascara.com.
We also want to answer your beauty questions and hear what products you love. To share a Raise the Wand product review or to ask a beauty question, email us at info@fatmascara.
If you send it as a voice memo file, we can even share your voice on the podcast. You can also do that by leaving us a voice message. Our phone number in the United States is 646-481-8182.
Thanks so much for listening.
Hey everyone, hair loss has been in the news lately a lot. I don't need to tell you, but at Fat Mascara, we're talking about it all the time. We've got derms talking about it. We've got listeners writing in. But what if I told you that there was a solution that helps 86% of women with hair loss? Nutrafol. That's right. In a clinical study, 86% of women reported improved hair growth after 6 months of using Nutrafol. This is something thousands of women have used to take back control of their hair. There are 2 targeted formulas of Nutrafol, and they are clinically shown. Let's just pause and talk about clinically shown. That means there is science behind them. They are clinically shown to improve hair growth and thickness with less shedding through all stages of life. So hair growth takes time, as you know, that's right, but you will see in 3 to 6 months, thicker, stronger, faster growing hair if you use Nutrafol supplements. Visit Nutrafol.com and take their hair wellness quiz for personalized product recommendations that are unique to your hair's needs. You can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com and entering the promo code FATMASCARA to save $15 off your first month subscription. And this is their best offer anywhere. It's only available to U.S. customers for a limited time. Plus, get free shipping on every order. Get $15 off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, using the promo code FATMASCARA.
Have you tried finding tickets for any live event lately? It's impossible to keep up, and prices are crazy. That's why you have to check out Gold Star. Gold Star makes it easy to discover the best in live entertainment in your city with instant access to awesome events and special ticket deals. Concerts, live theater, comedy, dance, food fests, immersive experiences. You name it, Gold Star has access to special deals you won't find anywhere else with savings of 50% or more. Go to goldstar.com and use code DCPOD to save $10 on your first purchase. That's goldstar.com, code DCPOD to save $10.
Finding the perfect suit can seem impossible, but finding one that's perfect for you is easy with Indochino. Choose your design and custom details, then submit your measurements online or get measured in store for a custom made-for-you fit at an incredible price. And shop their new fall collection for seasonal styles. Find your perfect suit with Indochino. Get 10% off any purchase of $3.99 or more with promo code FALLUPDATE at Indochino.com. That's INDOCHINO.com, promo code FALLUPDATE.